Hey there YouTube, welcome back to some bonus videos for this week. First one being, basically there's going to be, I think I think I'll do two pick-up videos. The first one is to do with a couple of core space expansions that have come in, and also because one of them's kind of linked to the one that I had back in December, the shift changing megacore. I've actually painted up the miniatures for that box, so I thought I'd just show those off as well. And then in the second part, will basically be a second part of my haul, and it'll probably be shorter than this one, although I might possibly go into a little bit more detail on two of the items. I'll just yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll keep it to two videos, and hopefully they won't be too long, and it'll be better than adding all of this stuff together to make it into one sort of longer video. Okay, so let's start off. Now, as you know, if you've been following my channel for a long time, or it's piqued your interest as you look through my list of videos, I picked up a game called Core Space a couple of years ago now, when they first did their Kickstarter. And it's basically like a sort of it's a board game, stroke miniatures game, stroke I suppose you could call it kind of role play. It's basically you take control of a group of traders trying to scavenge a living in a sci-fi world where this race of I guess they're kind of like bio-robots called the Purge are trying to take over the galaxy. And it's basically your gang goes through its career doing various missions to scavenge gear, rescue people, hack computers, etc., etc. It's an amazing game. It comes with amazing 3D terrain, and I've always been playing this game in the background, and I don't think I've ever really done anything more than just review it and show you the miniatures, but. And I think once I showed you a game that was in the process of being played, and perhaps in the future I might possibly think about starting up a new little campaign, because I play it solo anyway, and starting off with a fresh crew and playing through a campaign with that crew, so you can actually get an idea of how the game works, because it's actually a pretty simple game to play, and it's a lot of fun, whether you play it on your own or whether you play it with other people. Okay, so let's get into it. So, if you remember back to December, I picked up this pack here, Shift Change at Megacore, which is basically, for all extensive purposes, a pack of civilian NPCs. There's mechanics in the game for civilians to be walking around the board. Now, sometimes you have to interact with those civilians, and also during a normal game you can interact with them as well, but also they've got a life of their own, so they're basically doing their own thing as the game goes on. Now, like I say, I think this came out possibly not last year, but the summer of the year before, and I think the Kickstarter was the year before that, so it's actually about 3 years now. Now, they brought out two expansions. These are new expansions that weren't included in the original Kickstarter. Now, the second box I'm not so interested in, and I think now they've actually stopped making both of these expansions, and the reason why was because the figures that came with them were resin, where most of the miniatures, all the miniatures you've had before were one piece already cast plastic miniatures, and a lot of people, obviously because it's kind of got that sort of board game genre hanging over it, actually didn't like the idea of having to stick these guys together. And now I've got to admit they did look quite daunting. They're quite thin figures. They've got very thin arms, and I mean, this guy looks as if he could be like an absolute nightmare to stick together with this grappling hook here. Now, when we're talking sort of like board game level modelling experience here, I remember some of the comments saying, why aren't I don't like these figures because they don't stick together. And then somebody goes, "What glue are you using?" "Oh, I'm using like plastic glue." And it's like, well, the resin, you've got to use super glue. Now, why these people don't do a little bit of research on the internet, I really don't know. In fact, that's something that really annoys me sometimes on Facebook groups, where people just ask stupid questions and all they had to do basically was just zap it into Google. I mean, I had a terrible time when I first started Black Powder. I didn't think of asking questions. I wouldn't even have thought of asking questions on forums. And when it did come to me asking questions on forums, it was stuff that you basically couldn't find, or it was so specialist that you didn't really understand what they were going on about. Now, I seem to remember having, like, especially to do with the setting up of the different battalions. Like, for instance, I didn't know about the grenadiers and the light companies in both the British and the French, for instance. So my first unit that I ever did, I had mixed in grenadiers in my British and my French units. Now, after I actually asked the question on the forum, somebody was kind enough to explain it. But actually, thinking about it, I think it was actually on one of my videos that they explained it, and they explained it in such a simple way that obviously now I know it off by heart. So sometimes it's better to just do a little bit of research. I mean, it wouldn't break someone's back just to type in how do you stick a resin model together. You know, sometimes it seems to me that people rely too much on asking questions instead of doing a little bit of research themselves. Anyway, that's a gripe. Now, why I showed you that was because I'm actually going to show you the miniatures. Now, these are the guys that came in that pack, and I actually found them pretty easy to stick together. I didn't have any problems whatsoever. And one of them, actually, you don't need to do anything more than just stick them to the stand, because it's a one-piece model. Okay, so let's start off with, now I can't remember the names of these guys, but they're basically all to do with sort of like civilian-y type jobs. I think this guy's meant to be like an engineer, not this guy. Yes, it is this guy actually. Yep, he's meant to be an engineer. Copied his artwork more or less from his character card, and it's a really nice model. So that is the kind of scientist-y guy. Then we have a couple of, I guess these guys are supposed to be like either shopkeepers or managers. So we have a humanoid and an alien. So I'll show them one at a time. So here we have, there's 2 or 3 of these type of aliens within the figure range now. And I think they're all NPCs, although of course the good thing about this game is that you can actually hire NPCs sometimes to join your crew, which is you basically just flip the character card over, and every character has a civilian side. So that is one of the managers. Here's or shopkeepers, and here's the other humanoid one. Again, more or less copied from the artwork on the character sheet or character card. Then we have a robot. Pretty cool model this actually. And again, copied from the artwork. Really nice colours. So there's the droid. Now these guys have got names which I can't remember exactly what their names are. If I can find the box again, I'll have a look on the back and see if it says. I have completely lost the box. I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So if we slightly go back a minute, this character is called Mona. This character is Tsukamoto. This character is Roslyn, and the robot is called Nab 13. And then finally we have these two new, a new sort of class that's for the game. They're basically called the Scavengers, and what these guys do is they interfere with your characters on the map. And they're actively out to steal loot before you can get to it. So let's just show you these two guys. Now this guy's called Salazar, And he's the guy with the grappling hook, which, you know, when you look at him on the box, he looks as if he could be a bit of a nightmare to stick together. But it was actually really, really easy. And it was so easy, in fact, that I was actually surprised just how easy he went together. I think he only had 3 parts in total, I think, and it's just basically one arm, the top of the grappling hook, maybe 3 parts. The body, this arm was already there, and all you did was stick this arm on with the rope, and you just make sure it connects to the hand, and then stick the grappling hook on top. And now this guy kind of looks a little bit like a Mon Calamari, and again, I think this alien has been used. There's another version of him around, I think. Obviously a different character. And like I say, this guy's called Salazar. And then finally, I think this character is probably one of my favourites. She's called Molly. And again, she's a scavenger. And again, the artwork is copied from her character sheet. I think she's really cool. So that is the characters from Shift Change at Megacore. Now the reason that I did that was basically to show you one of the new packs that came in, which is this pack here, which is Black Star Rising. Now this pack is basically, apart from the fact that there's 4 new characters, or 4 new NPCs, this pack is basically a revised version of Shift Change at Megacore. With the main difference being the characters that you actually get are one-piece plastic miniatures, reverting back to the original style. However, I've got to say that the quality of these 4 is highly, highly advanced in comparison to the originals. Now, like I say, obviously these are new characters, but I'm just talking about the sort of generalised printing process or casting process. Now basically within these 4 you have the 4 different types. So you have the engineer, you have the scientist, you have the scavenger, and I'm not sure what this character's supposed to be actually, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe this guy's supposed to be a manager. That's right, yeah, manager, engineer, scientist and scavenger. So you actually get less characters than the first pack, but all the gear that you get inside is exactly the same as what you got in the original Shift Change at Megacore, and that's basically what it is. However, for me, it's 4 extra NPCs, and obviously the character cards are new, but everything else is exactly the same. So I get a nice double up on the equipment. So that is the first pack. Second pack, this is entirely new. And this pack is called Wanted Dead or Alive, and it basically has 2 characters, or characters stroke NPCs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a new type of addition to the game, which are called companions. Now these things differ from robots and drones to actual 2 living type of creatures. Now this is obviously meant to be a sort of a dog type thing, an attack dog. And this character here is sort of like a weird 6-armed helper that can help you like carry extra equipment and shoot as well. And then the 2 main characters, or the 2 new types, are basically bounty hunters. And within this box, you get a whole bunch of new equipment. You get obviously the character cards. You get obviously all the miniatures that you can see on the front of the box here. And if I turn it around, you can see again. Beautiful jobs on the figures that are included, and again the usual blurb. So new event cards, new missions, the character boards, and a whole bunch of new equipment, which is, funnily enough, very bounty hunter specific, as well as some new tokens for their rules, and of course the 2 new career path cards. They're actually double-sided, so you get 4 new careers basically, if you want to take them as characters. And obviously these rules are to do with bounty hunters, so this includes such things as hits being put out on your various traders, the police putting out warrants for you, and these guys come onto the board and try and capture you or kill you. There's different types of contracts, so they could basically be, you know, your classic dead or alive, and or, you know, alive, and there's basically rules for them capturing your characters, stunning them, or putting them into shackles or handcuffs, and trying to lead them off the board. And of course, other things you can do with them is you can actually have a mission where your gangers or your traders have got to meet up with a specific person, and that specific person's had a hit put on it from the bad guys. So you have to try and get to that character and get him off the board, or learn the information before the bounty hunters track him down, and either finish him or capture him. So that is a really cool set. I'm quite looking forward to playing a game with these chaps. And of course, again, beautiful miniatures, and a nice couple of nice little flying stands that are clear, included in these two, that are really nice. So that's the end of this the first little pickup video. A bit odd in the fact that actually involved showing some miniatures from an older pack, but that's that for my little core space haul stroke update. So I'll catch you in a minute in the next video, which will basically be the part 2 of my haul video. So I'll catch you then. Bye bye.